Think back to your classroom. There were maybe 30 kids in there. You sat in those same seats for 12 years. You memorized formulas. You practiced handwriting. You blew into that little plastic recorder until the kid next to you begged you to stop. You can still picture all of it. But here is what I want you to think about. The first time you got your own apartment and saw a lease sitting on that table, 20 pages long, full of terms you had never heard in your life. Did school prepare you for that moment? The first time you sat down to file your taxes and realized you had no idea what you were doing? Did any of those 12 years help? The average American says they don't grasp basic adult life skills until age 29. Not 18. Not 22. 29. That is a decade of figuring it out alone. So today I'm going through the list, every useless thing your school spent years teaching you, and right next to each one, exactly what they should have taught you instead. Number 1. The Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. You said it in your sleep, you wrote it on tests, you got graded on it. And according to an H&R Block survey of 2,000 American adults, 48% of them named the Pythagorean theorem as the single most useless thing they ever learned in school. Not the most boring, the most useless. Nearly half the country looked back at that formula and said, I never needed that once. Now here is what is interesting. The theorem itself is not wrong. Architects use it, engineers use it, GPS systems rely on it at the mathematical level. But here is the difference between knowing a concept exists and spending 3 years memorizing how to solve for CE on a paper test. Because while your child is being drilled on right triangles, only 13% of American schools currently offer a standalone personal finance course. 13%. The other 87% of schools send kids out the door without a single class on the thing they will deal with every single week of their adult life: money. What they should have taught instead. How to file your taxes. Right now, only about 2% of American adults score as proficient on basic tax literacy tests. That is not a typo. 2%. The IRS estimates Americans spend 7.9 billion hours every year just complying with tax filing requirements. That is 7.9 billion hours of confusion that a single semester class in high school could have cut in half. Your kid learned a squared plus b squared equals c squared. They did not learn what a W-2 is. Number 2, cursive writing. You practiced those loops for years. The capital letters. The lowercase. The way your teacher told you that one day you would need this. That day never came. In 2010, the Common Core standards were adopted by 41 states, and cursive was left out entirely. Not reduced, left out. Because someone in education policy finally admitted what everyone already knew. Typing had replaced it. Today, 2/3 of students in a Harvard history seminar could not read a cursive document when tested. Not write it. Read it. The skill had already collapsed from both ends. And yet while schools were spending weeks on penmanship drills, 88% of Americans told Ramsey Solutions that high school left them completely unprepared to handle money in the real world. Not somewhat unprepared. Completely. What they should have taught instead. How credit scores work. Right now, the average American student thinks a good credit score is around 500. The actual threshold for a good score starts at 670. 1/3 of students believe a good credit score is 300 or below. These are not trick questions. These are the numbers that will determine whether your child can rent an apartment, buy a car, or get a mortgage. Schools had the time to teach cursive. They did not have the time to explain what a credit score is. Number 3, the recorder, 4th grade. That little plastic instrument that sounded like a cat being slowly convinced against its will. Every school in America handed one to every student and called it music education. Hot cross buns, Mary had a little lamb. And then it ended. Not because anyone mastered it, because the school year ran out. No adult has ever been asked to play the recorder at a job interview. No landlord has ever required recorder proficiency to sign a lease. Morgan Polikoff, an education professor at the University of Southern California, put it simply. In the scheme of educational priorities, there is not a single topic he cares less about. His argument was that while schools debated bringing cursive back, students were dealing with chronic absenteeism and a mental health crisis. And nobody was asking whether the recorder was worth the time. What they should have taught instead, how to read a paycheck. Right now, 41% of high school students believe that when they file a tax return, they are entitled to receive back every dollar that was withheld from their paycheck. Every dollar. That is not how it works. But nobody explained that. They explained hot cross buns. Number 4. Sentence diagramming. You took a sentence apart, you drew the lines, you labeled the subject, you labeled the predicate, you identified the dangling participle. Which, by the way, sounds like something you should be reporting to a doctor. One teacher in a real classroom reportedly gave up teaching this topic mid-year because the class could not grasp the point of it. She dropped the subject and never returned to it. The students did not notice. What they should have taught instead. How to negotiate a salary. Studies show that people who negotiate their starting salary earn an average of $5,000 more per year right from day one. Over a 40-year career, that single conversation compounds into hundreds of thousands of dollars. School had time to teach sentence diagrams. It did not have time to teach your child how to ask for what they are worth. Number 5. Long division. You did it by hand. Pages of it. Your teacher told you that you would not always have a calculator. That was 1994. Every human being on Earth now has a calculator in their pocket at all times. The argument for long division was always about teaching the underlying logic of numbers. That argument has merit. But the argument collapses when you realize the same schools that spent months on long division by hand sent students out without ever teaching them how compound interest works, which is, quite literally, the most important math concept of their entire financial lives. Understanding compound interest is what separates people who build wealth from people who spend their lives paying it back to someone else. What they should have taught instead. How to budget. 3 out of 4 Americans say they are not saving enough. Nearly half of all adults could not cover a $400 emergency without borrowing money. The average American says poor financial literacy cost them nearly $1,000 last year alone. Long division will not fix that. A working budget might. Number 6. The Egg Baby Project. You were given a raw egg. You were told it was your baby. You carried it to gym class. You found it a babysitter when you went to your part-time job. One student's egg was eaten by a dog. Another student's egg cracked in the school hallway and was declared symbolically dead. This was a real assignment in real American schools. And it peaked in the 1980s and 1990s as a method to reduce teen pregnancy rates. Here is what the research found. The Egg Baby Project had no measurable impact on teen pregnancy. None. Because an egg does not cry at 3 in the morning. An egg does not need health insurance. An egg does not cost $17,000 a year to raise, which is what the USDA estimates it costs to raise a child in the United States today. The project was not education, it was theater. What they should have taught instead. How to read a lease. Every person who has ever rented an apartment has signed a document they did not fully understand. Security deposits, early termination clauses, what your landlord can and cannot legally do. These are not complicated concepts. They are adult life, and schools had the time to hand out raw eggs, but not the time to explain what an estoppel certificate is. Number 7. Rope climbing in gym class. You grabbed the rope. You were told to climb. Some of you made it, most of you did not. The Presidential Fitness Test was a real federally backed program that measured whether you could climb a rope, do a flexed arm hang, and complete a shuttle run. It was retired in 2013 after researchers determined it had no measurable impact on long-term physical health outcomes. 30 years of rope climbing, and the data said it did not help. The fitness gains did not transfer. The skills did not persist. What they should have taught instead. Basic first aid. A 2020 survey found that only 18% of Americans feel confident performing CPR in an emergency. Less than 1 in 5. Every year, about 350,000 cardiac arrests happen outside of hospitals in the United States. Survival rates drop 10% for every minute without CPR. Schools had the time to teach rope climbing. They did not have the time to teach a skill that can keep someone alive. Number 8, Punnett squares. You drew the boxes, you filled in the dominant and recessive genes, you learned that 2 brown-eyed parents could have a blue-eyed child, and then you graduated and never thought about it again. Unless you went into biology, genetics, or medicine, Punnett squares were the purest form of information that served no adult function. You're not going to Punnett square your way through a dinner conversation. You're not going to Punnett square a mortgage application. What they should have taught instead. How health insurance works. Right now, most American adults do not understand the difference between a deductible, a copay, and an out-of-pocket maximum. These are not technical terms. They are the numbers that determine how much you pay when your child gets sick. Schools explained dominant and recessive genes. They did not explain what in-network means. Number 9. Map reading and atlas skills. You learned to read a physical atlas. You learned to find coordinates. You learned longitude and latitude. And then GPS was invented, and every single one of those skills was absorbed into an app that everyone now carries everywhere. The knowledge is not wrong, but the time spent drilling on it while ignoring financial literacy is the problem. What they should have taught instead. How to build an emergency fund. 57% of Americans cannot cover 3 months of expenses with savings. When the unexpected happens, a job loss, a medical bill, a car repair, more than half of American families have no buffer. Schools had the time to teach map coordinates. They did not teach your child how to survive a financial emergency. Here is what all 9 of these have in common. None of them were accidents. Every curriculum gets designed by someone. Every hour that goes toward the Pythagorean theorem is an hour that does not go toward taxes. Every week on cursive is a week that is not on credit scores. Every year of the Egg Baby Project is a year without a conversation about what health insurance actually costs. 89% of Americans say life would be easier today if schools had taught more practical skills. Not somewhat easier, a lot easier. The average American says they did not actually understand adult life until age 29. That is 11 years of wasted time after graduation. Now your kid is in that same system. And the question is not whether the system will change. The question is whether you are going to wait for it to. If this hits something for you, subscribe. Because next week we are going deeper into the specific things the system built your child to not know. And why? And I want to know, which one of these was the most useless thing you personally learned in school? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one.